Let's go, people. We're going to freaking do this right now, dude.
Yeah. A lot of naysayers out there in the United States of America, nay, worldwide, even within the ranks of the foot soldiers, said Leftovers is not going to do 3 weeks in a row. That's crazy.
Well, yeah, and like yesterday, everyone was like, COVID scare, what? There's no shot they're going to come in the studio. And we looked you dead in the eye and said, fuck you for even thinking that about us.
Yeah. Leftovers is we're doing it every goddamn week. We're doing the thing. We're doing the damn thing.
Shine, sleep,
ladies and gentlemen, we are all domestic terrorists.
I pulled a Ethan. I have been pissing out of my butt.
What? Why is that Ethan?
Dude, I feel like you always have diarrhea.
Yeah, that's an Ethan.
I don't always have diarrhea.
You literally always have diarrhea.
What do you know about my shitting habits?
What do you mean? We talk about it. You literally get up during the show sometimes to engage in them.
To shit, but not the diarrhea, bro.
Okay.
Okay. So well, yeah. I happen to also have had diarrhea last night.
I know. We were talking about it before we started. Yeah. I had some kind of like stomach virus or maybe food poisoning, and I thought I was dying. It was like I actually took a day off on Monday. As a matter of fact.
Oh yeah, I knew you were sick. Yeah.
So that's how you know. That's how you know she was super serious.
Right.
You know.
Better.
I feel a lot better now. I basically I was like, rain or shine, doesn't matter how bad my situation is. I will absolutely come into the Leftovers studio and shoot another episode.
Yeah. Well, I gave Hassan the choice. I said, look, we had a little bit of a COVID scare. It's up to you. We're down.
And I said, COVID? That's fake, brother.
That's not even real, dude.
That's not even a real thing to me, brother. Hell yeah.
But we're doing this in the matter of the public interest.
Yeah, absolutely.
We do this for the public because yesterday was the big first debate amongst the GOP hopefuls, and also today, our boy, the one and only D. Trump.
Yeah, Donald J. Trump, baby.
Live feed right now is about to get his mugshot out.
Oh, wow. There's an actual crowd this time.
That's right.
Finally.
So this is outside Georgia courthouse.
Yeah, and the fake news media doesn't want you to know about the crowd because this is a live feed, but I had to rewind it because right now they decided this gate was more interesting.
Oh,
wow. Typical News 18 nonsense. You know what I'm saying? What are they cooking up over there? Oh, wow, look at that. This gate is boring. Okay? It's boring. We want to see our beautiful patriots out there in Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
So, unfortunately, he was originally meant to be brought in the morning, but now it's not till like, what, 3 p.m., which is
hell yeah.
Bullshit for
it's good
us.
for me.
3 p.m. our time.
Good. It's good for me. They did that for me. Thank you. Thank you, Fonnie Willis. Shouts out to my girl. Free slime. What's up?
Do you think Trump is going to smile? Do you think he's going to do a thumbs up? Because
I don't think you can do a thumbs up.
They don't let you. I was like, give him one of these because, like, Rudy Giuliani looked like he looks so pathetic and defeated, and I don't think that Trump's not going to want to do that. He should at least smile.
I've been doing face psychology off of like the mugshots that I've seen, looking at who's gonna flip off of like their behavior during the mugshots. And let me tell you something, okay? Jenna Ellis, smiling ear to ear, she's flipping. Sidney Powell looks a little crazy, which is normal. She's usually very crazy. Think she's flipping too.
Really?
There's a smile. She cracked like a little bit of a smile.
Hold on, I had the wrong doc open. I'm trying to open the Leftovers doc so I can pull this up.
Yeah, I think we swapped computers today, didn't we?
I got this Dell, dude. I don't know why Dan thought it was appropriate to give me a Dell.
You bought it.
Not for me.
Well, not you personally.
When did we get this? I haven't seen this computer in years.
It was like a Teddy Fresh laptop that was just laying around.
Oh. I got a Dell. Remember how that used to be like a brag? Now it's like a complaint. Dude, I got a freaking Dell.
I have no opinion on that. I didn't know it was like that.
I don't know. It's just a funny thing. Dell? I mean, who buys Dells anymore?
You.
The only Del I buy is Del Taco. Diarrhea. Diarrhea all day.
Dude. Oh, God. I don't even want to think about that.
All right. Here's Rudy Giuliani mugshot. Take a look here. Giuliani's 5'11". There's no shot.
Dude, that means he was like at least 6'1" before his like neck started sinking into his chest.
There's no way that man is 5'11". He's like 5'3". Maybe even smaller. But do you see what I'm saying? Like Trump, if he comes out like this isn't a good vibe.
The lighting is not good. And
no.
Here's what I think. I think some bold patriots are going to make sure that the photograph taken of Donald Trump is immaculate.
You think the officers are MAGA?
Yeah, 87% of police officers in 2016 said they voted for Donald Trump.
So they're going to hook him up with good lighting.
They're going to bring in the ring light.
He's the most he is the most police loving president of all time. He's defended the police so much.
I think that would be freaking awesome if these guys all look just sad, pathetic, and then Trump comes in like, thumbs up, Mr. President. Salute, please.
Yeah. I could, yeah. Oh, yeah. He's just smoking.
Yeah, pack watch.
Hey. Except, ultimately, regardless of how he looks on the mugshot, this is a case. He's got a case. You know what I mean? This is going to be a tough nut to crack. He's going to have a little bit of a hard time, I suspect.
Shut up!
With the Georgia case?
Yeah. I think,
yeah, it's serious business. I mean, it's hard to get around a phone call where you're like, hey, can you rig this election for me? Literally, like, hey, can you just add votes out of the nether for me?
Okay, who amongst us has not asked for, 11,780 votes? One more than we need, one more than we have.
I do it all the time in our Google polls, man.
Yeah.
For example, I said, should I go to the Streamies? I said, yo, I need 11,671 fucking votes here. This is Trump. This is what the MAGA Trump photos are going to look like.
They yassify him?
They're like, yes.
Dude, oh my God. Even yassified Rudy still looks cooked.
It's off.
Like there's just there's a stink about him.
Yeah.
Oh God, I hate him so much. Look, that's the face you make when you get hit with the Rico. That's the Rico face.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, real quickly at the top, and we'll move on. But everyone watching TeddyFresh.com, the Trixie drop just dropped. We did a collab with Trixie, all kinds of cool stuff here. Hassan, let me know if there's anything. Obviously, it's pretty specific type of drop.
At this point, I feel like most of my clothes in my closet are Teddy Fresh.
Hell yeah, boy, let's do it. Oh shit, this stuff's going fast. What the F? The stockings and bag already sold out, and one of these shirts. That's crazy. It just came out. Oh, this one too? The hell? All right. Well, I guess if you want something, get over there. But
or you sold out.
Just a little announcement there. All right. So let's go down the line here. We got so much to talk about. Yeah. So Trump's turning himself in Fulton County, 3 p.m. The deadline's on Friday, but he's doing it today. Some speculate it's to suck any, attention from the debate onto himself, which is smart and very Trump-like.
Yeah.
Trump has agreed to a $200,000 bond. Like, who cares? Certain conditions, including limits on social media about the case.
Now, I personally, as a fan of Donald Trump's social media presence, and as a fan of a little thing called the United States Constitution.
Freedom?
Specifically the First Amendment. Have some
Is
choice
that even
words.
a thing anymore, in the words of Coconuts?
It's not. It's not. They've made it completely illegal to speak.
It's absolutely insane.
They've made it illegal to say things.
Kyle, sniffing. The sniffing is getting a little familiar.
I don't know what she's doing.
Just don't pee on the green screen, girl.
No, she won't pee, but I'm so scared that she went back there and pooped or something.
A poop is oddly usually easier to clean than a piss.
Yeah,
if she's having good BMs.
Yeah, no, she don't piss indoors.
Yeah, so free speech is dead, you were saying?
Yeah, free speech is dead. Sebastian Gorka was right when he said, this is no different than ordering vanilla ice cream. And he's right. I tried ordering vanilla ice cream and they indicted me literally last week.
Did everything right. I got vanilla ice cream and they indicted
Fucked
me.
up. Can't tweet no more. Can't say Mike Pence looks like a yassified version of Asa Hutchinson any longer. I tried tweeting that out. They were like, "Are you sure?" Twitter said, "Are you sure you want to tweet this? Because you will go to jail." Yeah, it's really fucked up.
So with this stipulation on limits of social media talking about the case, if he does do that, which like, how will he not violate that? Does that mean he goes to jail? Because that's usually what it means when you're out on bond.
Yes, which is going to be interesting because I don't know how they can enforce that gag order in any capacity.
Right.
Because Donald Trump is a very unique person. He is the former president of the United States. Some might say the current president of the United States, the shadow president.
Some would say.
And by some, I mean me. I say that all the time. Ethan keeps telling me I'm wrong, but you know, what does he know?
No, dude. Trump is president.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Finally, we both see the light here.
Yeah, we're aligned.
And the really funny, very quirky, specific of this particular instance is that he has to have Secret Service agents go with him to prison.
Yeah.
Or jail.
Super interesting.
Which is, it's never happened.
What? It's kind of, it's really like the RICO, where if you think about the movies where the mobsters go to jail, they have their whole posse there and they're cooking like pasta sauce.
Yeah.
That'll be him.
Yeah.
It'll be straight up like a mafia jail.
Except they're not like
Goodfellas.
paid by the state law enforcement officers. You know what I mean? Which is...
Yeah, it's a dub. It's an extra dub.
I do love it because it's like that is a sitcom in the making. That is a beautiful TV show in the making.
Sure.
Whether it's an animated TV series, I'm calling the rights on it when the strikes are over. Okay. Actually, I'm taking advantage of the WGA strikes. Guess what? I'm not union. I'm writing that script. Ted Sarandos hit me up. Is it Ted Sarandos? Netflix guy. Whichever one.
Oh yeah, Ted. Yeah.
Yeah, something. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I'm writing that. I'm writing that script. You know, hit my line.
See,
I'm scabbing.
You got it all wrong. What you got to do is just bypass the writers altogether and make a reality show about it.
Yeah. Oh, just put cameras.
Just put
cameras.
Just how about like a Rudy Giuliani reality show? Rudy Giuliani.
It's called Bring Those Tits Over Here.
Those are my tits.
So let's take a look at the mugshots. We got Ghoulie. I keep saying this man is the Penguin, but nobody laughs when I say that. But I think it's too good.
It's because it's, you know what it is? It's because it's too real.
It's too obvious.
He literally is the Penguin.
They literally dragged his ass out of the sewer with a raw fish in his mouth.
Yeah, he is the Penguin.
Sidney Powell also looking horrible.
Insane.
Just ghoulish and psychotic, both.
She looks so crazy.
And she is.
And she is so crazy, and you can definitely tell. And then but there's like a slight like I'm gonna fuck over Trump behind those eyes, I feel like. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm getting a subtle hint of like, you know, when you smile on that mugshot, you're flipping. That's my take.
I always thought of her as a true soul, as they say in Baldur's Gate 3, Dan.
I don't know. Maybe this is her moment when push comes to shove and she realizes that she's gonna be the one that's like being thrown out.
Jenna Elias crushing it
already, 100% flipped. Like that. That's a state's witness right there. Yeah, that's that classic state witness smile. That's that. Like she's gonna make Gunna look like a steel trap that never revealed any information about YSL.
This guy Kenneth Cheesebro. Looking like Zorg from The Fifth Element with that black comb over. Wow. It's a weird comb over, isn't it?
He looks hot.
John Eastman looks insane.
Yeah, I love that
That's a sex offenders list photo.
Dude, the more white they get, like the more the exposure can't overcorrect itself, and it just looks so blown out. There's a lady in there that's just like, when you look at it, it's like a flashbang warning.
At a certain point, isn't it actually a problem, like for the jail? Like these are not useful mugshots.
I don't know.
This is a horrible photograph.
Honestly, this is straight up racist. Like they're like, if you're past a certain point of white, like we are so not used to arresting you, even if you do a crime, that like the camera exposure is not
Oh my!
I was
aware of
I had
that.
that joke in my mind, but I was afraid to say it. I think I would have said it in a way that was more offensive than what you did. So
Thank you.
I was just,
That's actually so fucking true, though,
Yeah.
Son.
Yeah, they're like
about
nobody
that.
this white is ever arrested in Georgia.
Wow.
Even if they are doing the most heinous shit. Okay.
Well, they're like, why?
We just
is
let 'em go.
Why is the gain so crazy right now? We just white balanced it, and it's just like a tan piece of paper. We just white balanced it.
Yeah, you can't get past this point of white, which I wonder what Trump's fucking almost purple like
He's gonna
orange
get nice
tan. I don't know what that's gonna look like on here.
He'll look beautiful. He'll get nice and orange.
I'm not even kidding. I'm almost this one. The Kathy Latham one is insane. You
What
can't
the
even
fuck?
see her. Like, what is happening?
Why are their cameras not better, man? Like this is 4K cameras are probably like a few $100.
That's right, Ethan. You brought up a really good point. It's because we've defunded the police. Once again, especially
Because we've won.
Yeah, we've defunded the police. We've defunded our jails. Okay.
God, these all look like sex offender website photos, man. This man just moved into your neighborhood. Expect him to introduce himself.
Yeah, he has to knock on every door.
Oh, this guy's
That's a serial
kid,
killer.
bro. I don't give a shit.
That's a serial killer.
Ray Smith, who I'm alleging and joking because I don't know, but this guy fucks kids.
Dude, Ray Smith looks like he's not turning. Okay? Ray Smith looks like he was actually brought on, but he's going to like try to assassinate a jury member during the trial or something.
I think this is witness tampering, just this photo alone.
Yeah.
Yo, he looks like the bad guy from Ghostbusters 2. Vigo, bro.
You're all over. What's happening? You're deep in the pocket with these references today.
Hold on.
Yeah, no.
Let me pull it up.
yeah.
Pull it up, Dan, because I can't type on this laptop.
Okay.
This dumbass Adele.
Yeah, that laptop's
He's straight up
keyboard is
Vigo
weird.
from Ghostbusters 2, my dudes. He's the goo master.
The Goo Master, right?
You
Here.
gotta see the full picture in the Discord.
Let's see. Vigo.
Okay, here's Vigo.
That's it. That's the face.
And here, hold on. I gotta switch back and forth between them.
Whoa.
Great movie, by the way.
Ghostbusters 2?
Yeah.
I have not seen it. I don't watch that woke.
Dude, that movie's.
I don't watch that woke liberal nonsense.
It's better than one, in my opinion.
No. Oh wow.
Sorry.
Ghostbusters
believe
with
you just-
women?
No
yeah,
fucking
no, thank
chance.
you.
Oh, we're not talking about the woke one, dude.
They just had a receptionist. I didn't even think there was like a lot of.
No,
Oh,
he's
I
talking
thought you were
about
talking
the
about
new
the
one
women,
with
the
all-
women Ghostbusters.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
with-
not
Wait, there was
true, my
another.
friend.
There's
That's
another
crazy.
Shut the
Ghostbusters.
fuck up, bro. Yeah.
Dude, I don't know. I haven't
It's
watched
the
any of
original
them.
cast. It's a great one.
I haven't watched a single one of the Ghostbusters
No
movies.
Ghostbuster girls allowed. Okay, but yeah, he's Vigo. He is the demon from Ghostbusters 2. Thank you. What the hell, bro? Don't
Yeah, I have not seen it.
This man had. I'll just say this about David Schaefer. He for sure has hidden folders on his desktop somewhere.
Dude, he looks like never mind, I'm not gonna say it.
Go on, we've got the button.
No. It was gonna come across fat shamey. That's why.
Okay.
He looks so pleasant and plump and
He's
and
jolly.
He's a happy
Yeah.
fat man.
no. Hey, guess what? Flipping. Okay.
Yeah.
They dropped they did the classic like, oh hey, you want some coffee and donuts? And immediately he was like, oh yeah, please, give them to me. I'm going to tell you everything.
He hasn't heard Oliver's new song about fat people hitting those fudge rounds.
Yeah,
buddy.
he didn't. But
Lay
luckily
off.
he's not getting it with the EBT. So, well, he might after his prison stint. But
So there they are. Well done to them all, and we look forward to welcoming Trump into the fold there. Fantastic.
This
Rudy
country-
actually, okay, tell me what you think of this. Giuliani was photographed outside a fucking bail house.
yeah, he's broke. He's a broke
Which means
boy.
he is so fucking broke. He needed a loan to pay his bail.
Get your money up, not your funny up. He put up his penthouse in the Upper East Side
That's
in a
gotta be
building.
really valuable.
Well, yes and no. The building, I believe, I looked at it because like I was legitimately like, what if I bought this?
Dude, that shit is really expensive.
So no, well, technically not
penthouse
really.
in Upper East Side?
No, not. It's one of those like big ass apartments with like a private elevator, I think. But it's actually like the other ones in the same apartment that are remodeled went for like 2.7 million.
Really?
He's trying to sell his for $6.5 million. And
can we pull it up on Zillow? I'm curious what it looks like.
Yeah, if you Google
find it.
If you Google
just people who think we're being like doxy, this is New York City, man. This isn't how it works there. They all work in big ass buildings with
no, it's very it's not the same as like a straight up residence. Plus there were a lot of news articles on it as well.
I'm very curious
because I don't think he even lives in it. Like it's just like one of his properties.
He sends his girlfriends.
So yeah, he's trying to sell it for like $6.5 million, and my suspicion is he put it out there for like 3 times almost the normal market rate, specifically because he thought either one, because he's out of his mind, narcissistic, egomaniacal, and suspected that like someone would be like, oh, I'm such a Rudy Giuliani head. This is going to be really important for me. Like
that's his apartment? That looks sick.
No.
There's no shot, right?
That's not.
No, this is the building.
Yeah, that's probably one of the remodeled, like more modern units.
It's $20 million, bro.
That's probably the penthouse, maybe.
Is that?
Well, that might
be a
that's
whole
probably
floor.
that's the building, perhaps.
No, you guys are crazy.
A New York building doesn't go for $20 million.
City, real estate
No.
is crazy.
I'm telling you, I looked it up.
It's got to be a floor. It's got to be a whole floor.
I looked it up. Rudy Giuliani's apartment. He was trying to sell it for $6.5 million, and the latest unit in his apartment that had been sold, that was a little bit smaller, however, was remodeled and had like modern cabinets and whatnot, had gone for like $2.7 million or something.
All right. I'm trying to find this.
It's so funny that 3 times the going rate.
So what's his address? 44 East 86, or is that the one you pulled up, Dan? No, here it is. I think I found it.
Let's see it.
God, is this his address? 444.
Nope. It's not even close.
Mother shit of the dick.
Where did you pull that one from?
I don't know. I just typed Rudy Giuliani apartment and it came up.
Yeah, that one, the link that you sent, the last one, Rudy Giuliani put $6.5 million Manhattan apartment on the market. I believe that shows no, it doesn't show the other ones. But anyway, there was photos on it. I don't know where they went, but I love that.
Bought it already.
I love that one. It's classified as a landmark in 1977. Okay, it's got Gothic-inspired terracotta and brick facade.
No.
It is, of course, some of the more notable things about the apartment itself. The home was the target of a 2021 raid by the FBI agents during a probe into Giuliani's dealings with Ukraine. It's like, wow, this is so sick. For all the Giuliani heads out there.
You know, this is where Giuliani asked for those tits to come over here.
Dude, why didn't they mention that in this as a selling point? Maybe that's why he's trying to sell it for $6.5 million. But anyway, he's trying to put it up on the market. I suspect partially because he's out of his fucking mind.
All right, here's some photos of it. Let's take a look.
And also because he thinks maybe someone will buy it for that price.
Sad.
Because there's some real Giuliani heads out there. Or I think like maybe he thinks a shadow donor in like Trump's side can like slide some money his way for his legal fees.
Interesting.
Like a rich, he's maybe doing a Hail Mary there with like some billionaire.
That makes more
some
sense.
Billionaire to pay like way above asking price.
Let's see.
Specifically, so
Giuliani, 79, has owned the 10th floor co-op apartment in a landmark Gothic-style brick building from the early 1900s since acquiring it in 2002. According to proper records, he bought it for 4.8. So, I mean, definitely the property values have gone up significantly since 2002. So it doesn't seem off. It doesn't seem like crazily priced.
Am I crazy? Why does it say what?
4.8 million in 2002?
Yeah, it would be worth like double based on.
Yeah, that does make sense. I don't know why. Maybe I'm crazy.
Like I don't know, an apartment in the Upper East Side, dude. I'm fascinated by New York City real estate because like
I thought it was relatively affordable when I saw the 2.7 for one of the apartments.
That's insane. I feel like you can buy like a pillbox for that price.
That's crazy.
I'm fascinated because being rich, like being worth tens of millions of dollars, let's say, isn't enough money to get a nice apartment in Manhattan. It's not.
Yeah.
The really nice apartments that are like on Central Park, the beautiful new apartments, are like over $100 million. I swear to God, look it up. I mean, it's nuts.
I believe you, but that's crazy.
It's like
go. It's fascinating. Go to Zillow, search for Manhattan, and then sort it by high prices. And you'll see this is like 5,000 square foot apartments. I mean, which is huge for New York City, but not that big. Anyway, kind of beside the point. Here's Giuliani. Yo, I can't wait for Giuliani to skip on his bond and then he's going to get a bounty hunter.
Dude, that's what I said yesterday on stream. I was like, dude, I would literally, like, I think bounty hunting is kind of gross. Filming it is like doubly gross, even though it makes for great content when you're Dog the Bounty Hunter. But this is the one-off where, like, I would strap a GoPro on my chest and go bounty hunting for Rudy Giuliani. Yeah, I would team up with Dog the Bounty Hunter, whichever fucking gross-ass bounty hunters out there that, like, normally makes a living off of, like, filming themselves tasing, like, random civilians.
Awesome,
you know what
man.
I mean?
They're empowered by the, best interest of
I would love
state.
to be a part of that process. And it's for the adventure. It's for the journey, not the destination. You know, I don't even give a fuck about like nabbing him at the end of it.
Just want to tase him.
Oh, it'd be so sick.
He can get
Shit
away,
his
but just let me
pants.
tase you, bro. All right, let's move on to some goofs, and then we'll get into the meat of it. Ted Cruz is a moron. We all knew that, but a friend of mine out in LA just took this picture of the 405. And yes, all the news and media outlets, you have permission to use this. Wild.
I love this because like this is such a classic.
shark.
It's such a classic photo.
There's a shark on the freeway.
It's such an old classic photo. How the fuck do you fall for it?
And Ted Cruz quote tweeted, "Holy crap, dude.
Yeah.
This man thinks that there's a shark on the 405 freeway."
Yeah. I love
that the
it.
ocean is connecting to the 405 freeway.
Yeah, they were so. Whenever like these insane disasters happen, everybody and I, myself included, we like always rush to do the whole like, lol, look at you. A little bit of freezing destroyed your entire energy grid or whatever. You know, like it happened in Texas. Everyone rushes to gloat, not realizing that like every other part of America also has their own very unique set of problems that would not exist in any other part of the country. So I think Ted Cruz was getting real horny to be like, haha, California, you couldn't deal with it. You couldn't deal with a little bit of rain, California. Right. Like I think that's what he was trying to do. And that's why he like pulled the trigger too quickly.
I think actually we, or at least LA, dealt with the rain pretty well. I think, unfortunately,
well,
for
it's
Teddy.
because the rain wasn't as bad as we thought.
I mean, it was significant. We had like over 4 inches in 24 hours. That's insane.
I like that he before we move on with Ted Cruz, he did the classic thing though. He replied to his own tweet. He said, "I'm told this is a joke. In LA, you never know." And everyone stay safe from the storm or otherwise.
Could be real.
You never know.
This says a lot about society that I thought it was real.
That's all it's Ted Cruz is the dude who thinks there's sharks in his swimming pool. So he keeps his toes up when he swims.
Because it's a valid fear. I'm just saying.
Ron DeSantis is a soulless freak. I mean, what in the God's name is this? And this isn't the only time. He had another really memorable. His teeth are gritting. He's literally...
He's rolling, dude.
Look at his jaw. Holy crap,
He is on MDMA.
I don't know what's happening to him. He looks like he's in pain all the time. Like he's like forced to act out human emotion. And you can see like behind those eyes, there's so much pain.
Okay, he actually looks more fucked up, more convincing of a role than Homelander does. Like, if Homelander pulled this off, I would think like, holy shit, this guy needs this guy's a genius. It's stunning. I mean, I can't stop looking at it. Behind blue eyes, you don't know what it's like to be hated, to be faded. behind blue eyes.
There's more. There's some from the debate as well.
There's me skip to that one. Just
there were some real freak moments for Lil Rhonda on the debate stage.
Can you link me the other crazy look he did during the debate? Because that one was also
here. It's here. I got it.
The teeth grinding definitely implies that he's on something. That's not a normal
speedhead, dude.
Here is the other one during the debate.
Not let you down.
Watch. There's a moment right there where you pause. If you can get it, the tongue. Do you see that tongue?
He licks his teeth. I will not let you down.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
Oh God.
I mean, it's like there's this Tim and Eric sketch I love where they guess who's not Jackie Chan.
Okay. Yeah.
And he smiles the same way.
Uh-huh.
He's just.
And I will not let you down.
What is it about him? I don't know why. He has no charisma whatsoever. Like
charisma.
He is so awkward.
He hasn't even convinced me that he's a human being. You need to be a humanoid, I think. Well, dogs have charisma. More charisma than him.
What, dogs?
Yeah, they're
yeah, infinitely more charismatic.
I can't get over it.
I cringe every time I see him. He's very gross. I'm always like, ew, why are you showing me this?
Well, he is getting dominated. He's dropping. He's taking L's, and I see why. The man is just a freak.
Are we diving into the GOP debate?
One more quick goof, and then we will.
Okay.
New GOP ops is crushing Biden. They have uncovered the horrid truth. He cares about dogs.
Yeah, this one was pretty devastating.
RNC Research tweeted out Biden gets distracted by a dog. Quote, that's some hot ground, man.
As a sociopath, as a sociopathic person who kills adopted puppies for fun, I really thought, what a zinger. This is really going to destroy Joe Biden's approval rating.
I'm ready to make eating dogs normal, acceptable behavior.
This was it for me. Me and like 8 other people that fucking hate dogs apparently. What the fuck?
So here it is.
What's the boss's name? I said, how you doing, Pat?
He said, what's the boss's name? Very funny. I love that for a dog. He is the boss. He has a hard time leaning over, though. That I noticed, man.
Yeah.
He is not.
He also did the proper thing that you're supposed to do when you introduce yourself to a dog, which is like, let them smell the back of your hand.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not normally supposed to go for the head like that, but that's fine. It's a service animal, so it's probably
touch him anywhere else.
Yeah.
Lean.
But even when he's leaning over to make the hand smell happen, he's just like having a hard time aiming it.
Right.
I did not fuck my dog. Got his boots on too. You guys catch the boots out here?
Oh, the dog's wearing boots.
No, he says, you guys got some boots out here? The ground is hot.
Oh, well, he's right. I mean, listen, I want that doggy have comfortable feet.
Yeah.
On black asphalt. Let's go.
You guys catch the boots out here? That's some hot ground, man.
That's
a hot ground, man.
That's some hot ground, man.
Yeah.
I used to live on the hot ground.
Yeah.
Run around with tomatoes and watermelon.
I love
Sit on the hot
dogs.
ground
I love
with
dogs
grandma.
sitting on my lap.
I love sitting on the hot ground.
That.
I got hairy legs sitting on the ground, hot ground.
I don't know why the fuck the RNC team was like, this is the perfect opportunity to destroy Joe Biden.
He seems very human and relatable. And I don't even know that he thought he was being recorded. It seemed like a hot mic.
Yeah. It's, no, he was just being himself. Also, I think it should be legal for me to pet service animals.
I know.
Like, not like, for service animals for like the blind, even though like I still want to, but I understand. But if you're like one of those cop dogs or whatever, like a drug sniffing dog, like, and I'm at the airport where there unfortunately aren't that many dogs around, okay, I should be able to get one pet in.
They're such good boys too.
If
They're
you're
such good dogs.
if you're looking at me, if your canine unit is looking at me, that dog is gonna get pet. I am like
That is reasonable. That is your right.
I am Mr. Service Weapon grabber, but for dogs. You know what I mean? I just like, if I see a cop and a dog, I'm like, I have to pet your dog. I'm sorry. I will look you right in the eyes and be like, arrest me for the crime of, doing the most normal thing possible.
Well, the other part that makes it so hard to resist is that I'm just so proud of them.
What for
The
serving
dogs, they're just
serving
so
our
good.
country?
Well, they're just such good dogs. You know what I mean?
It sucks that they're forced to do something that's awful.
But I'm just proud of them because they're so good.
And
But they are
know-
good boys,
They don't
you're
know
right.
what they're doing.
Yeah, they don't. You know what I mean?
They're just being good.
Yeah.
They're just being good boys and girls. You're right.
All right, let's move on. We got all kinds to talk about. Let's get into. Here's a nice little breakdown from New York Times about who got the most camera time, most speaking time. What? This is surprising me. Pence was number one. I mean, I watched the debate, and I didn't. That's kind of surprised me. I thought it'd be Ramaswamy.
No, I understand. Pence did get a lot of airtime. Most of it was boring and dull, but he came across very assertive, I thought. Not that it matters. I just want to, before we even talk about any of this, these guys all suck. Okay? Their approval rate, their poll numbers are dog water. They are terrible. They're not going to move the needle in a significant direction that starts eating away at Trump's poll numbers.
I think Vivek could take a tiny chunk out of it.
I
Maybe
agree with that.
15% at most.
I don't even think he would take a chunk out of Trump, but I think he would take a chunk out of everybody else's. Because everybody else has some Donald Trump supporters that are but maybe I like this guy. You know what I mean?
Maybe, yeah. But Pence got everyone to agree that he did the right thing by
That was really unique.
certifying the vote. I was surprised by that.
That crowd was insane. Okay,
So confusing.
because they were clapping at Mike Pence saying, "I put my oath to the office above my loyalty to the president."
Yeah.
And at one point that got claps, and then immediately after, Ramaswamy would dunk on Chris Christie and be like, "Shut the fuck up! Donald Trump was the president. Pence shouldn't have done that or whatever." And then that would get claps.
Yeah.
And it made no sense. What the fuck was going on in that audience?
I found myself wondering who actually is in the audience. Genuinely, who was invited there? Not jokingly.
I think maybe a lot of the Republican Party's obvious primary base of support is Republican Trump supporters.
Mhm.
So I think half of the room was real voters, and then the other half was all lobbyists and Republican Party members.
Well,
more loyal to the party.
Please clap.
I knew this about. Is it Vivek? How do you say his first name?
Vivek Ramaswamy.
Vivek. Okay. Ramaswamy, I knew was conservative and pretty nutty, but man, he is. It's not a secret, but he has a way of presenting himself as reasonable and logical and kind of just fact of the matter. But his views are really, really.
They're not even real.
extreme.
He's just 100% triangulating to
You think
get
so?
the
I'm not
Trump
sure.
dick riding
I'm not
cabinet
sure.
position.
I'm not sure.
I do love that a lot of people on Twitter are like, "Oh my God, Vivek is angling for a vice president's position for the Trump ticket." And I'm like, you're out of your fucking mind, okay? You guys are so crazy if you think that the Republican Party is going to make it. Think about it this way. The vice president's last name shows up next to the president's last name on campaign slogans. So you think that they're going to do what? Trump Ramaswamy? Ramaswamy. Republicans are going to vote for a man with the last name Ramaswamy. No fucking shot. Okay,
Yeah.
Bobby Jindal tried it. Didn't work out. It's not happening.
I was in some comments and I already saw people being their base being super racist against Indian people.
He will gain some prominence because I think he is angling towards the online and the younger Republicans in a way that Ron DeSantis was trying to angle towards the extremely online young Republicans, but Ramaswamy does that better.
Yeah.
Which creates an inflated sense of popularity in especially Twitter. And by that I mean this angling now for the contemporary Republican Party for Gen Z Republicans and millennial Republicans is just being as fascist as possible.
Right.
Like, straight up. And I mean like advocating for like esoteric fascist bullshit, right? And that does not play that well with the broader base of Republican voters because like they don't want to be they don't want the Black Sun Association that Ron DeSantis accidentally allowed in his campaign. So Ramaswamy's been able to avoid that while still simultaneously signaling the same exact like extremely online 4chan foreign policy and whatnot. Overall, I had this guttural disgust, this visceral disgust to the things that he was saying. And whenever I have that kind of feeling towards a particular candidate, I know that probably plays well with the Republican voters.
That's a good point.
Whereas like with Ron DeSantis, I just have a feeling of sadness. Or whenever he speaks, I'm like, oh, that's gross.
The thing that I find interesting about Vivek is that he's a billionaire. And he's doing the same exact shtick that Trump did, where he's like, I'm the outsider. I'm not like other politicians. And he's even more of like a billionaire insider almost than Trump is. He's like a tech bro billionaire who is clearly representing his own and his cronies' interests and somehow convincing people that he's just, hey, I'm just like one of you. He's a pharma industry bro, who the Republicans apparently hate.
Yeah.
So it's like the same playbook. I heard him saying that a few times on the stage.
He was on the World Economic Forum. Like he's
homies with
he got a George Soros grant when he was already a fucking millionaire in college.
Oh, brother.
So like,
not Georgie boy.
Yeah. So like, the fact that the Republicans are actually like hand waving that away speaks to like Ramaswamy's instincts, because Fox News has run some articles on it. And overall, because of his like die-hard support for Donald Trump,
right?
People are kind of hand-waving all that away. He feels like a real one. But this is kind of like the Democratic Party trying to recreate Barack Obama. Barack Obama was a once-in-a-lifetime candidate who was incredibly charismatic, especially when he was running. Donald Trump, in many respects, is the Barack Obama for white people. He was white man's Barack Obama, in the sense that he was incredibly charismatic and still is incredibly charismatic to a specific subsect of the population.
Okay.
And you're not going to be able to recreate that with someone like Vivek. Donald Trump didn't actually play the outsider, I'm a billionaire, I'm a businessman role because he was a billionaire businessman. The reason why he got a lot of, the reason why people loved him was because he was a television star. He was a person who was in pop culture. He ran a show called The Apprentice that was one of the most diverse casts on reality television and had some of the most diverse marketing that you had ever seen, like as far as demographics goes. All of that stuff gave him a tremendous amount of name recognition that truly helped him solidify his outsider perspective.
When I heard from Trump supporters, I did frequently hear from them that he's a businessman. We need a businessman who's going to run the country like a businessman. And I get the same sense they have that reverence for Vivek.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Doug Burgum is a businessman. He's a billionaire too.
Who?
Well, he's a dork.
Exactly. Like, Doug Burgum is a businessman too. He's a billionaire. I mean, he kept repeating over and over again. He's from a town with 300 people. I'm from a town of 300 people.
Oh, is that guy a billionaire? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's a billionaire. And
I'm surprised that none of them, because they were all trying to hit Vivek, and nobody mentioned that he's a pharma billionaire. And I feel like, why not?
Yeah. Here's one thing I'll say. Americans might, especially on the Republican Party, might say they want a businessman, but they're not voting for a businessman because of their bona fides in business. If that was the case, Mitt Romney would have cleared Barack Obama. Mitt Romney was the ultimate businessman at Bain. And yet his businessman status and his experience in that field was weaponized against him. They said, you are the liquidator. You're the guy that comes in and fires a bunch of people. You're responsible for mass layoffs when you were doing consulting. You're a bad guy. And it fucking worked. They portrayed him as an out-of-touch, wealthy guy because he is. So I think Vivek is not necessarily going to be able to play the Trump role, because what made Trump popular isn't necessarily that he's a businessman. It's that he's a television businessman. He played one on TV, basically.
Right. Well, here you can expect all the most annoying people in your life to start supporting an earthquake.
Earthquake.
We're having a little bit of an earthquake.
That's crazy.
Yo, I don't know about this building holding up good in the earthquake, boy.
Don't say that.
That shit shook, bro.
Earthquake.
That was a small one.
Yeah. I love that.
But do you know what I'm saying? Dude, we might die.
What? No, we're fine. This building is structurally sound.
I thought
it survived Northridge.
I thought dogs are supposed to have like a second sense or something.
Your dog did not give a shit.
She did not give a fuck.
My dogs generally don't notice either. Oh, there's been a lot of earthquakes lately, so stay on your toes.
That was my first ever earthquake that I felt.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Congrats. Pop the earthquake cherry.
Did you feel that?
This?
Did you notice it at all?
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's see.
You hear
keep the
shit
earth
moving.
clean and do what
Yeah,
you
exactly.
do.
But the one during the storm was bigger.
I didn't feel
you
that
didn't feel
one.
that
For some
one.
reason, yeah.
That one wasn't very big either. There was one recently that happened in L.A. It was like a 3.0 or something, but I felt it a lot because it was close.
Well, there was one during the hurricane that was 5.0.
Yeah,
right.
It was in Ojai, so it wasn't very big in L.A., but 5.0 is big.
Yeah, I felt
pretty significant.
I felt it on stream. It shook me.
Yeah. So Elon Musk is supporting Vivek, and so therefore you can expect all your most annoying people in your life. He was impressive. He says he's becoming increasingly.
I'm grossed out by him, and I think that he's like dick riding Trump for short-term benefits. I do not think that he has like a real viable shot, obviously. But having said that, we'll see how it plays out. I want to see his poll numbers after this, because this either goes two ways. Either everybody's like, that Vivek, he's one of the good ones. I like that kind of. I like that guy, because a lot of people were Googling him immediately after.
Mm-hmm.
And usually the unknown entity, especially if they get that much speaking time, like they're the front runner and everyone's attacking them, a lot of people are going to, get more interested in him.
This can give you some info. They did a poll on who they think won. Okay, Ramaswamy won. Trump got second. The man wasn't there.
Yeah.
And Pence, just to tell you who got the most time, he was at 8%, so nobody really gives a fuck. But this guy really fucking creeped me out. Hutchinson?
Dude.
That guy is a freak,
my
man.
God,
I don't
dude.
like him at all.
Just wait. This morning, I found in the Trump Tucker interview, he talked some shit on him, and it's really fucking funny.
He's got a weird baby face.
I call him Ada Hutchinson. I can't tell you why.
Don't ask why.
I think women who do abortions should be murdered. I believe that abortion is murder.
Are you mistaking him with Mike Pence?
No, he's was saying the most hardcore shit about abortion on the stage.
So I think that Asa Hutchinson is like the first version that the aliens brought back to Earth, like sent down to Earth, and they were like, oh God, he looks too much like a ghoul. They're not believing him. We need to yassify him a little bit. So they sent Mike Pence in his stead.
Got it. Mike is kind of handsome and put together.
Yeah, Mike Pence is like the yassified Asa Hutchinson.
Right.
Asa Hutchinson is like so hard to look at. He's such a fucking ghoul. He's such a demon.
He's creepy. Matt Welsh was, of course, pissed because Fox didn't ask the right questions. I've only watched the clips. Dude, you didn't watch the whole debate? This is like your whole life. Did Fox really go the whole debate and not ask a single question about child mutilation and gender ideology, which has been by far the biggest cultural issue in the country for multiple years now? No, Matt, but they did ask about Richmond north of Richmond.
Yeah, so here's the thing. I wonder if Matt Walsh will recognize that perhaps like that, even in the Republican Party primaries, is not exactly seen as a fucking winning issue. It just comes across like it's gross and weird, because it is gross and weird to be constantly thinking about mutilating children. You fucking freak.
I want to have a discussion about minors' genitals. Go ahead. Your thoughts.
Like, of course
Go
they
ahead.
they talked
Yeah.
about some dumb shit like, I don't know, climate change. Is it real? Rich Men North of Richmond, Oliver Anthony's new single. That was so awesome.
Yeah,
Fuck, man.
that was their opening bit.
First question.
I
Yeah.
was like, yo,
the
what
most
fuck?
pressing question of all time.
They did not mention to Chris Christie the fudge rounds.
I know.
issue.
That would have been great.
Chris, your thoughts on the fudge rounds comment?
Should fat people be able to eat fudge rounds on EBT?
Should
call
fat
him a
people
fat pig.
exist? Your
You can't
thoughts? Should fat people be allowed to continue to live? Your thoughts?
Yeah.
The big breakout was Ramaswamy. We know he's surging. CNN did a live focus poll on Ramaswamy. So he and I'll say this. I'm excited to say, Hassan, that Ramaswamy's people got back to us.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, we're trying to work out the details of his Zoom call.
Oh, wait. Oh, he can't come in. Oh, pussy can't come in person?
No, he asked.
No,
He
no,
asked.
they asked which way.
But I just prefer Zoom calls. That's my
Okay.
preference.
All right. I'm down.
But they offered. They said in person or Zoom. So I think that could be a fantastic opportunity for us all to have a
Okay.
really
I'll
good
do
conversation.
Zoom. I'll do person. I don't give a fuck.
I mean, my biggest problem with this debate is the same thing with all of them. It's just so fucking unserious. Like, I don't think there was one follow-up question by the moderators the entire night. I mean, they literally just have pre-planned talking points. They're completely unchallenged.
They also got out of control quite a few times.
That's normal these days. It's just like whatever. But nobody ever had to explain themselves. Like, they would say shit like, you know, people coming in from the border are murdering tens of thousands of people or whatever, hyperbole. And nobody asked them to explain what they mean. And it's just, you know, it's pathetic. It's not a real debate. These are journalists. I mean, aren't they embarrassed? This isn't journalism. They didn't ask a single fucking follow-up question.
It's Fox News.
They literally just reading off a paper.
Not just Fox, though. The debates have always been dog shit in this
Yeah.
country. You know what I mean?
Well, it's hard to watch because it's just so, it has no substance at all. It's just really a pathetic show of who's got better zingers. And it's all phony. None of them really even believe what they're saying. It's just such bullshit, man. You know. Who hates climate change more? I fucking hate climate change the most.
Dude, okay, so it's really interesting.
Bullshit.
Two things I want to say here. Really interesting that they brought a Young Americans for Freedom guy that looked exactly like young Ben Shapiro, by the way, to ask about climate change and not immediately dismiss it either. He was saying, like, this is the number one issue that the youth cares about. What are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, it was a good question.
Ron DeSantis immediately dove on that grenade and was like, let's have a real conversation or whatever.
We wouldn't talk about it.
Like, but he didn't actually, like, he just sidestepped.
He saved everyone because the question was, put up your hand if you believe in man-made climate change, which is, by the way, such a layup because, like, you can believe in man-made climate change and then also be like, but I don't think it's a big deal.
No, I don't even think no, not for the Republican base. I think that the Republican base would have been like, that's coward, that's Chinese conspiracy, and he's a part of it.
Well, like you said, that's a good analogy. DeSantis jumped on the grenade. Is like, this isn't classroom. So nobody actually had to be held accountable to that.
Which I hate. And then Vivek jumped on Ron DeSantis' grenade and said, it's a hoax. It's a hoax.
Straight up.
All these people on stage are cowards. I will be the only one with the balls to say it. Global climate change is a hoax, he says. That's one point that I'd love to have a detailed conversation with him about.
You know. Well, let me do you one better. He has in the past, not that long ago, like a couple months ago, openly admitted, recognized that climate change is real.
Well, that seems to be So I think what he would say is, it's not man-made climate change. It's natural, cycles and the Earth's warming and cooling.
I'm almost certain there is a video out there from a news broadcast where he says man-made climate change is real, and it's only from a couple months back.
Try to
Let me
find
see if
it,
I can
man.
find it.
But
Yeah.
here he is with the most psycho take out there on climate
But this
change.
was a weird moment because, well, we'll see in a second, but
be honest-
get some booze for this.
No, I think you were mistaken on that. Dan.
Yeah.
They were booing that he called everybody else.
A fraud or whatever?
He said everyone else is bought and paid for. And the people were booing him for that. And it
Okay.
it bled
I'm the
over.
first on the stage who isn't bought and paid for, so I can say this: the climate change agenda is a hoax.
The start,
Climate
yeah.
change agenda is a hoax, and we have to declare.
I don't think they're booing that.
Yeah, the booing, you're right. It starts to kind of.
Yeah.
I'm the only person on the stage who isn't bought and paid for, so I can say this: the climate change agenda.
He even does the fingers.
Whoa,
Like-
whoa, man.
Yeah.
He's trying to do the Donald Trump thing. Like, I'm the only person who's not bought and paid for on the stage. And it's like, it fails to recognize that it's not because he's a rich guy. If Americans had that level of reverence, like, across the board just for rich people,
He's doing the outsider thing.
then fucking Michael Bloomberg would have been fine. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Or any number of other Democratic billionaires that ran. There was that other one from California who was actually an outsider. You know what I mean?
He's appealing to the outsider thing. I don't necessarily think it's the rich thing. But this guy is this the billionaire or was it this guy? Is this guy a billionaire? Or is he just a freak? Whatever.
I mean, a lot of them are rich, but
Change agenda is a hoax, and we have to declare independence for it.
So there it is. And that's what we need, the world needs, is America to be the leader, to say climate change is a hoax. Fracking, oil, digging. One thing I did like that he said is we need to embrace nuclear, which I wholeheartedly believe.
I will also say
I have
that.
to pee real quick. Sorry.
Go ahead. I will say
The
that
N-word.
the response that I was seeing online is that.
What'd she do? Oh, she's chewing wires.
Sorry, Kaya
Damn
is
it,
chewing
Kaya.
wires. No. Oh, Kaya.
Through, did she? Was she not going to?
No,
I
we're
don't
good.
want her to get electrocuted.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, you do? Okay. Okay. All right, go ahead, Dan. Sorry.
I was trying to say the kind of nuance that I saw some on the right, like the less psycho ones, like you were saying, that somewhat accept that climate change maybe might be a little bit real, is that what's a hoax is the climate change agenda.
That's what
they
he
take-
said. That's
right.
specifically
It's the
what he
client
said.
the climate change agenda.
Right.
So I believe in climate change. I just don't believe in doing. Oh. That didn't feel necessary.
I don't take chances. Oh, that was Zach laughing. I forgot you were here. I don't take chances anymore.
That was so, like timed, like
Yeah, I don't know. They make up. Oh, yeah, they do like this. The climate change agenda means they don't want us to eat hamburgers anymore. Like these invented silly shits like that. But that's our boy Vivek. Vivek giving me a headache. Let's watch this live focus group of repubs talking about Vivek.
I want to ask you about who you thought did the best during this debate. Basically, who do you think won the debate? I'm going to do it in alphabetical order to be fair. Anyone think Doug Burgum did the best?
Lol.
That's
Hell
zero.
no.
Anyone
Who?
think Chris Christie did the best? He certainly got most of the airtime. A lot of the airtime, not most of the airtime. How about Ron DeSantis? How many of you think Ron DeSantis did the best? That's 2 people. How about Nikki Haley? 1,
Oh.
2, 3, 4 people.
Interesting.
Asa Hutchinson?
0.
I love
Mike
these.
Pence?
Damn, not one fucking person liked Mike Pence. Wow.
Who likes Mike Pence?
Yeah.
I thought at least he'd get one damn vote.
No shot.
He had the most speaking time.
No shot. He's a
Ramaswamy?
traitor.
1, 2,
Ramaswamy.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Look at the age. Look at the age.
Scott.
Look at the age groups.
True.
Look at the
true.
age groups. That's huge.
Oh man, you're so right. They're all the young people. Except
Yup.
this one old fuck here.
One old guy. Yeah. Maybe 2 actually. 2 older guys. But you're right that it's mostly the young people.
5, 6, 7. Tim Scott.
Draper Nation, stand
so
up.
This panel here.
So
thinks
Nikki
Ron
Haley
Swamy
got the
won
second
debate.
most,
That's
Tell me
which
why.
is
interesting.
Here's what I want to ask you
She
about.
had
Who you
she
thought
had a
did the
couple of
best
like
during this
sane
debate?
takes. I remember. I
Nikki
don't
Haley
remember
actually is probably the. She might be one of the smartest candidates running. She definitely understands the spiritual problem that the Republican Party has, like the existential issues that they have for the Republican Party in general and its success for future elections. However, she's awful at communicating that in a way that Republicans will respond positively to. In a way, she's like a Democratic Party candidate. Because Republicans, and I've said this so many times, Republicans will tell their base, no matter how difficult or how impossible a certain piece of legislation could be to pass, they'll do it. They'll be like, no, we're making abortions illegal. You want it? We're going to give it to you. We're going to give you an AR-15. We're going to give your baby an AR-15. We're making it mandatory. Children without AR-15s are going to get shot. If there's a 30% loyal base of support in the Republican Party, Republican candidates, no matter how impossible it is, they'll say they'll do it. And usually they'll take 35 years to like end up actually accomplishing those tasks. But that's a whole different story, no matter how unpopular it is. Nikki Haley, on the other hand, behaved like a Democrat. What do I mean by that? Democrats always tell you politics is the art of what's possible. I'm sorry. Oh, you want healthcare? What else do you want? You want a unicorn? You want a pony? You want free college?
Right.
Well, we can't do that. We can't do that for you. You're going to shut the fuck up and you're going to vote for us. Nikki Haley's right about the issues of the Republican Party that she very clearly communicated, specifically on abortion, for example, right? But the way that she described how not possible it was to do an abortion ban at the federal level was literally just saying like, oh, we've never had more than 45 pro-life senators. Like that's an idiotic way to address the issue. Right. Just say that it is not as popular as you think it is. Okay?
Somebody did say that, I thought. I don't remember. I thought somebody mentioned that they're like, this is a losing issue. Like the people just don't want. I don't remember.
Get larger? What just happened?
You know what? It wasn't about abortion. They were actually. You know what? I think what you're thinking of is DeSantis about
larger.
Oh, my mic is drooping on me.
Yeah.
I need
DeSantis
some
about
Viagra for my mic. Go ahead. Sorry, Dan.
It was DeSantis about January 6th. Is what you're thinking of, where he's like really litigating this and talking about Trump is a losing issue.
Yeah, but
Americans want to look at January 24, 2024, not January 6, 2021.
Yeah, but in general, there was like, I guess, mass rejection of climate change and mass. Everybody there is pretending to be like fully pro. Oh, that was one thing that fucking pissed me off during the abortion conversation. Is there like California and New York and states like that? They allow abortion until they're for abortion until the day of birth. And I'm like, can we please stop saying that? Like, can we clarify that?
No,
it's so
they will never
fucking
stop.
dumb. Like, you moderators, just correct. Just say something.
Fuck no, they say it too. They say it on their broadcast. Why would they ever correct that?
It's just so pathetic.
Because that's the only
not real.
But that's the only valid counter to like the situation. Because the reality on the ground is you got 14-year-old rape victims that are being forced to carry pregnancies to term. You got women with ectopic pregnancies that doctors are terrified to actually abort medically because they don't want legal scrutiny. That is the reality on the ground. People are experiencing that. People are seeing that. Republicans are seeing that. Republicans get abortions too. Republicans have mistresses. Republicans have fucking daughters. Republicans have wives that also want to get abortions or need it in the case of a medical emergency. So they don't want to talk about that. So they always go back to like ridiculous made up shit. The only reason why people get
having abortion, just casually having abortion.
The only reason why people get abortions in the third trimester is due to medical emergencies.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, that is like there might be 1 to 5 people that like didn't realize they were pregnant in like a super edge case, but beyond that,
that doesn't happen.
No, it does sometimes.
1 out of 5?
No. 1 or 5. 1 to 5.
I thought you said 1 out of 5.
No, I'm saying like out of the thousands of abortions.
But you cannot.
We know 92% happens in the first
an
trimester.
Abortion that late, unless it's like a medical emergency.
Yes.
It's in California. It's fetal viability.
Yeah.
You cannot get an abortion after the fetus is capable of living on its
third
own.
trimester abortions, like last trimester abortions, only happen if there is viability of the fetus at issue or carrier issue. Like if there's an issue that like the fetus is constricting or hurting the life of the carrier.
That conversation was just so fucking annoying because and they go,
I think there might be some full-blown choice late third trimester abortions though.
I don't think so. Not in California.
But like very, very it's unimaginably slim.
I just don't. I genuinely don't think that it's legal, and I think it's important to make. I mean, we could find out, of course, but they go, we need. Why can't everybody agree that we need like a 20-week abortion ban? And it's like everybody does agree. They painting out Californians and New Yorkers and liberal states to be like monsters. They just want to kill babies the day before they're born, which is like, it's just so fucking stupid. Yeah, it was frustrating to watch. It was just such a nonsense. Here is the first question of the debate. They're talking about our boy, Mr. Fudge Rounds. Are you guys are fact checking the abortion thing?
I'm looking at it right now. I mean, it's such a dumb
legal
thing to
until
even
viability.
Yeah, you cannot get an abortion past viability.
91% of abortions are happening in the 13-week at or before the 13-week period.
It's important to say though that it's illegal to get abortions past viability. Don't even leave open the option that like, oh, you can do this if you want, because once is enough for them. The only time you can do it is if a doctor says that you're going to die or the baby's going to die and there's health complications.
Yeah, there's no like doctors get to cut the baby's head off with a guillotine as it's coming out of the womb type shit. Like that is just like made up. It went viral due to Virginia Kathy Tran, who was asked about a new legislation under consideration or that had passed in several states would allow an abortion moments after birth, made headlines. And in the 30-second clip, a Republican asked Tran whether a woman in labor would be allowed to have an abortion, and she answered yes. Tran later said she misspoke and that such a procedure would not be allowed. She said, clearly no, because infanticide is not allowed in Virginia, and that would have happened the moment that was a live birth.
Holy fuck, that's nuts.
So it doesn't even matter. Every single person has said that's completely not allowed, but it doesn't matter. Republicans have been running with that for literally since that soundbite, that 30-second soundbite happened.
If the moderators did even like a gram of journalism, but it's too much to expect. Here is their first question.
It is by a singer from Farmville, Virginia, named Oliver Anthony.
God, I was cringing when I saw this. I was like, oh my.
It's brutal.
God.
It's brutal.
The first fucking question.
Alienation, of deep frustration with the state of government and of this country.
And fat people. That was the main point I saw.
Washington, D.C. is about 100 miles north of Richmond.
Yo.
Richmond, north of Richmond, Lord knows it all.
I'm so fucking sick of seeing
They're all rich men north of Richmond, by the way. Like
All
every
of them.
single one of them.
He's talking about.
Yeah, they're politicians. Like, what the fuck's going on here?
That's the point of her question, I guess. But like, they're all like, not me. He's not singing about me, of course. Singing about these other kid boys on the stage.
What you think, wanna know what you do. But I know that you do.
All of them just having to stand there.
Fat
looking at us.
people should die. Rami's loving it. Look at the
Just
big
like,
old beautiful
yeah.
smile.
I'm so touched.
So, Governor DeSantis.
No. Keep playing it, guys.
Striking such a nerve in this country right now. What do you think it means?
This is such a batshit question.
Our country is in decline. This decline is not inevitable. It's a choice. We need to send Joe Biden back to his basement.
And then, like, he really doesn't even. The amount of times that anyone actually answers a question is like none.
I would like to clear something up about the abortion conversation.
Go ahead.
Really quickly. There are no elective third trimester abortions that are allowed in the United States of America.
Anywhere.
Yeah. Of course, states, however, do allow third trimester abortions. The political term for this is a late-term abortion, which is bullshit. That's not a medical term. They made that up. The common law, I guess, the common allowance availability, what is legally permissible is very similar to the New York law, which allows for women after 24 weeks of pregnancy to get an abortion if there is an absence of fetal viability, like we talked about, or the abortion is necessary to protect the patient's life or health. That second part is what Republicans are oftentimes disputing and is what they claim is actually bullshit. They do this trick where they say, oh, well, gestation and viability outside of the womb due to medical technology actually greatly improved, and now fetuses can live outside of the womb.
Nobody made that nuanced of a conversation.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Of course they're not going to make that nuance, and that nuance also is bullshit. It's fucking bullshit. What do you mean? Oh, viability outside of the womb is important. So what? You have to get a cesarean C-section and forcibly carry a pregnancy to term? That's insane. And the second part of the conversation is they don't believe that the patient, the carrier's life or death.
Oh, Shredder's here. Hi.
The necessity to protect the carrier is an important one. They think that it's bullshit.
Well, even that would be a less offensive, even though it's bullshit. Because what they said on the stage was just straight up, Democrats, they are just cool with abortion.
Yeah, they're lying.
I mean, yeah, they're just lying. It's just pathetic. Hi, doggy. Shredder. Hi. There it is. What else we got here?
I mean, it's a healthcare procedure. The fact that these fucking dickheads are sitting there talking about a healthcare procedure that is medically necessary, that should absolutely be allowed, that is allowed, that doesn't actually even render the process itself, that doesn't actually eliminate the process. It just makes it much more unsafe for the women because abortion bans don't actually stop abortions from happening. It just makes them. It just forces women to get them in back alley abortions, which create health complications later down the line, and infertility. Is just ridiculous. But they have to do it on the basis of lies. Why would they talk about it from a truthful perspective?
Yeah, because it's right. Everybody was going after Vivek. Chris Christie coming with the master slam, dude.
Tonight of a guy
and this one really offended me, frankly. I took this one personally.
Who sounds like ChatGPT.
Excuse me?
You're a big ChatGPT guy.
Hell yeah.
Don't call him a fat pig. One of these debates, Brett, who stood in the middle of the stage and said, what's a skinny guy with an odd last name doing up here was Barack Obama, and I'm afraid we're dealing with the same type of amateur standing.
So that was a really interesting diss. What did you think about that?
It's true.
He's a young man with a weird name.
No, that's Barack Obama. Barack Obama said that at the DNC convention, I think. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, he said exactly those same words, which Vivek 100% ripped, but it doesn't matter because Republicans are too fucking stupid for that kind of diss to register. They probably didn't even see that. The ChatGPT one was good, though. It was punchy.
I like that one.
Yeah.
Dork. He's like, four-eyed dork.
Yeah.
Smart loser.
Problem is he didn't keep that energy. Problem is he kept trying to talk about how Trump is bad and represents a threat to America or whatever the fuck he was saying. And he 100% lost the war of attrition on that stage. You could see that he was fatigued by the second half of the debate. Everyone was ripping into him. He was weak.
You talking about Vivek or?
No, I'm talking about Christopher Christie.
Oh yeah, well, you know what Trump would say.
Say he's fat.
Yeah,
fat pig. Well, he wouldn't say that.
Don't call him a fat pig.
No, he would point to the crowd and go, "Don't call him a fat pig."
It's definitely not because he hasn't eaten since we started, folks. Don't say that. He needs a meal. He's hungry. Here's Nikki Haley popping off on our boy. Don't talk about our boy like that. Vivek.
is a win for China. We have to know that. Ukraine is the first line of defense for us. And the problem that Vivek doesn't understand is he
This
wants
is so
to hand
bipartisan.
Ukraine to Russia. He wants to let China eat Taiwan. He wants to go and
What's
stop.
that? You can let her off.
Mm-hmm.
You can. Yeah, they're fine. Yeah, it's fine.
Uh-oh.
I mean, they got to get used to each other. They are pretty much. They'll be cool, right? Right, Shredder? Everyone's thirsty. All right. Thank you, love.
Funding Israel.
By the way, sorry, I know you just unpaused, but Vivek's foreign policy is fucking insane. He is like incomprehensible. The issue of Ukraine, I think, surprisingly, I misunderstood what she was saying originally. Ron DeSantis, despite his lack of charisma, has figured out a way to triangulate it a little bit better, where I think that the Republican Party and the Republican Party base of support is going to be way more audibly frustrated with like unlimited amounts of weapons and money going into Ukraine, right? So I think that there is definitely an appetite there for someone to say, we're not giving money to Ukraine. We got to revert those funds to like a war that we care about, like Mexico, which we'll get to in a second, protecting our borders. But Vivek's foreign policy is so wild. It's like I felt like it was the most 4chan style foreign policy I've ever heard, where he's just like, we have to get Russia on our side because they're protecting whiteness and white people, and we have to attack China. Well, he didn't say the white people part. I'm adding that.
Okay.
That's why some far right Republicans like Russia, which is insane. They're such dupes. But
so let's watch this clip and see. Yeah.
Who the heck is this skinny guy with a funny last name? And what the heck?
This is the side by side of what.
Yeah,
said.
what Obama said.
Yeah.
What's he doing in the middle of this debate stage?
Of a skinny kid with a funny name.
Listen, now that everybody's gotten their memorized, pre-prepared slogans out of the way, we can actually have a real discussion now. Who the heck is this?
What, dude?
Yeah.
That he straight lifted that.
Yeah,
Greatest
100%.
hits.
Okay, but getting back to it, when we were talking about Nikki Haley, Vivek's foreign policy positions are incomprehensible. Nikki Haley does like a decent job of towing the line here, but I do think Ron DeSantis' take is better. That is better for the Republican Party, at least, where he says like, we need to stop giving funds to Ukraine, like unlimited amounts of funds to Ukraine. And, we need to revert those funds elsewhere. But also, we're not going to stop until, we want Europe to defend Ukraine more. You know what I mean? Like the classic Trump NATO line.
Yeah.
That like Trump is in favor of abolishing NATO. Not really, though. He just wants Europe to pay more.
Right.
For its own self-defense. I think that's a decent way to triangulate on the Ukraine issue for the Republican base.
So let's hear what she says.
A win for Russia is a win for China. We have to know that. Ukraine is the first line of defense for us. And the problem that Vivek doesn't understand is he wants to hand Ukraine to Russia. He wants to let China eat Taiwan. He wants to go and stop funding Israel. You don't do that to friends. What you do instead is you have the backs of your friends. Ukraine is the front line of defense. Putin has said, once Russia takes Ukraine, Poland and the Baltics are next. That's a world war. We're trying to prevent war. Look at what Putin did today. He killed Prigozhin. When I was at the UN,
wasn't that epic that Prigozhin's plane just crashed?
I know.
So iconic, Putin.
Yeah, planes just kind of do that though.
It's like he's so unsubtle about it. I mean, what's it been, like 2 weeks?
I'm surprised it took this long.
It's like a little.
Yeah, it's been like 2 months.
Yeah,
I'm surprised it took this long to fucking kill him.
The news is so crazy too. I heard it as like a headline on the radio, and they're like, Prigozhin, who led an uprising against Putin's plane crashed today. They're not even like, yeah, Putin killed him. They're like, the plane crashed.
Well, I mean, that is still technically true.
Well,
yeah, his plane did crash.
That's not the story.
Usually planes crash after they get hit by anti-air missiles.
Yeah.
Well, usually
I like that the Russian authorities, like their statement on it is, well, first they're just first they were, seeing who was in the crash because they were trying to figure out if Prigozhin was using his second plane because the second plane landed. He was known to swap planes usually to avoid like assassination attempts such as this one. Now they're saying it was a Ukrainian missile or something like that that fucking took the plane out. Yeah, definitely.
That guy really fucked up. Like he was about to do it. He was about to get it done. And then
you come at the king, you best not miss.
Then he's just like, okay, cool. You promise not to kill me? Putin's like, yeah. You're good, bro. I promise.
I think it's because he does have like broad popular support from the even further right coalition of nationalists, like ultra-nationalists in Russia.
Nobody cares.
Putin, he thought Putin would keep him around specifically as a cudgel to be like, look, there's other people that are worse than me out there. But I think he does not respond to betrayal.
Yeah, man.
With forgiveness.
I thought if anybody knew that surrender meant death, I thought it would be him, but at least he didn't kill himself by jumping out of a window.
Yeah, that happens so much. It's just so sad how many Russian people that have
Russian oligarchs, they just jumping out of windows.
They always do that, and then they have like bad tea. That's another one.
Yeah, spoiled tea.
Yeah, you got to be careful with that spoiled tea. It'll kill you, man. It's deadly.
Yeah.
I once had a Lipton that was a few days expired, boy.
Yeah. How did that get there? That enriched uranium. How did that get in my tea? That's crazy.
Hey, girl. What's
It's like radon, it's here, it's there, it's everywhere. You just don't know. It just happens to be like a million times in this cup of tea.
Russian ambassador suddenly died. This guy is a murderer, and you are choosing a murderer over.
I thought that was pretty funny. Like, well, yeah. You're going to be a murderer, too, if you become president. Probably in the first day.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's what's interesting. When they did the CNN poll and she actually got 4 votes, I think, she probably got those votes in that moment when she popped off like that. And basically, she's kind of like the old school Republican. She's like the 2000s Republican, like the Bush Republican on the stage. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, but Bush still had charisma. You know what I mean? Bush still had like
not in that sense, but just like the positions that she's taking.
All I'm saying is the Republican Party Okay, let me say this much: Mitt Romney was a revamp for the Republican Party. They had noticed that Latino immigration was changing the American demographic. They were looking at places like Texas. They were looking at places like New Mexico, Arizona, and realizing that like they need to retriangulate their message to be more welcoming of the Latino population and not just cut straight up racial agitprop.
Mm-hmm.
Mitt Romney failed, and then Donald Trump came in to the fray, and he completely demolished that. He was like, no, we're not doing that. We're calling Mexicans rapists. And everyone was like, oh, holy shit, this works. This works really good. One thing that they actually even realized was, oh my God, like Texas Latino voters, 70% of Latinos in this country, Hispanics in this country, self-identify as white, by the way. Just an important little factoid for people to understand. They love that shit. They didn't give a fuck. They were like, oh my God, that's awesome, especially older voters. So then they dropped this kind of civility politics and trying to focus on the optics for just straight up dropping the dog whistles and screaming with a bullhorn. And for that reason, I think Nikki Haley is, you're right, running on an old Republican Party agenda, but there's not a lot of appetite for that on the ground, on the voter base.
It's an old playbook.
This was my favorite moment of the night. One of them, anyway. DeSantis being the pathetic loser he is. Watch this shit. So good.
If former President Trump is convicted in a court of law, would you still support him as your party's choice? Please raise your hand if you would.
Look at this dork.
If former President Trump
is the body language there.
He's such a loser.
The fact that he's looking around, coward.
And like the little shoulder twitch, just like all of it, every part of that.
Would you still support him as your party's choice? Please raise your hand if you would. If former President Trump is convicted in a court of law, would you still support him as?
So there it is. You know what I mean? Oh, and finally, Vivek. Am I saying his name right?
You've said it different.
Vivek.
I corrected you. Gave up. I just say Vivek. I know it's like supposed to be Vivek.
Yes.
Vivek?
Yeah, like cake.
Oh, Vivek. Okay, Okay, now I know.
You blew it, Viv. But that's wow.
Vivek.
It's oddly specific, Zach.
So here is Vivek. He's ready for revolution, baby, and he won over Tim Pool on this one for sure. Civil War. Let's go. As long as you're on the front line, brother.
Do you want a super PAC puppet, or do you want a patriot who speaks the truth? Do you want incremental reform, which is what you're hearing about, or do you want revolution?
Okay.
And I stand on the side of the American Revolution.
No more incremental change, damn it. We need war. That's what the fuck I'm talking about, Vivek.
Yeah, he also has really fun ideas like doing it like a civic test, like a civics test to be able to vote between the ages of like 18 to 24 or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
which is wild.
Why?
Really, really fucking stupid.
Just service.
And he also
guarantees
fucked it up,
citizenship.
and he claimed that he fucked it up. He fucked his own personal civics test by claiming that the Constitution is the reason why the American Revolution succeeded, when the Constitution came much later.
Yeah, decades later. Oops.
Well, meanwhile, back at the ranch, as they say, Trump refused to participate in the debate. However, he rendezvoused with his bestie, disgraced Tucker Carlson, for some exclusive counter programming that took place at the exact same time as the debate. So let's take a look at that. Let's see. He had some spicy debate takes. Live tweeting. Ada was a joke tonight. He's over. Chris Christie was horrible tonight. He was booed at a level never seen before.
He's not wrong.
Not wrong. I never asked Mike Pence to put me above the Constitution. Who would say such a thing? A fake story. The Sanctimonious was a bomb tonight, especially with the softball interview with Sean Hannity. This guy's a total forgotten his past. Who cares? He's right. He's right. What is wait, what the fuck is D? Donald Trump.
DJT, Donald J.
That's
Trump.
his initials.
He's tweeting from his dad's account?
What? No.
No, Donald John Trump is Donald's.
He's signing his tweet.
He's signing off on his
That's his
tweets?
actual name.
Yeah, he signed his tweet.
Since when does he do that?
I don't know. Yeah, that is kind of weird to say. This isn't actually. So this is an account that reposts his Truth Social shit on Twitter, which is very helpful. Shout out to whoever runs that.
That's actually iconic.
Probably a fucking ghoul that runs that.
Yeah, probably. But still, thank you
out
for
to
making me not have to
Psycho.
go to Truth.
Ron DeSanctimonious is always talking about the number of votes he got in Florida. He doesn't say that I got a record 1.1 million more votes than him. He forgot. So, okay, he couldn't help himself. But let's take a look at the interview. Here's one. Tucker asks Trump who he thinks shouldn't be on the debate stage. Interesting.
When you say there are people on stage who shouldn't be running for president, who do you mean?
Well, I don't want to really use names, but it wouldn't matter too much. A guy like, I call him Ada Hutchinson.
That's the baby-faced freak?
Yeah.
So wait, why does he call him Ada? Because it's a girl's name?
Well, let's see. Let's see.
Okay. I feel you.
Competition.
When you say there are people on stage who shouldn't be running for president, who do you mean?
Well, I don't want to really use names, but it wouldn't
But I
matter
will.
too much. A guy like, I call him Ada Hutchinson. It's Asa, but I call him Ada.
Why do you call him Ada?
I could tell you, but I don't want to get myself in a little trouble. But he's weak and pathetic.
What does he mean? Like, you think it's a American Disabilities Act or something?
That was what Zach speculated earlier. We were talking about it before the show.
How does Ada mean as a
Because like ADA.
ADA?
No, I think he's saying he looks like a woman or something. I think that's literally his joke.
Ada?
Maybe.
I mean, is that a woman's
Ada's
name? I guess it kind
isn't that a women's name?
I mean, that is a much simpler joke, so I think you might be right.
Yeah.
Because, like,
He's a
I don't
woman.
think he
He
knows
has a
what the fuck
soft-looking
the American Disabilities Act is. You know what I mean?
No. He wasn't referencing that. Because he's not even, like, disabled. He's fine. He's got a soft-looking face. He's got a baby face. Dare I say, he might be saying that he looks trans, maybe, which is more horrible, but that might be what he's thinking.
I think he's saying, I like the woman thing. I think he's saying he's like secretly a woman, which is, yeah. I mean, that's why they say that. They say Michelle Obama's trans in a similar way. Like, it's just, that's what that is.
That his name would be a girl because he's a girl. He looks like a girl.
He
Pretty
just
wild.
looks like such a demon, dude. I don't know what the fuck it is. He just scares the shit out of me.
Yeah, I can see it, man. He stuck with me, and he didn't talk a lot, but he really stood out to me as a
uniquely
step outside.
terrifying.
Yeah.
So he's the only
He
other
was
guy
so-
other than Chris Christie who's there to be like, I'm the anti-Trump guy, which, you know, there's not a lot of interest. Who would have thought that there's not a lot of interest from the Republican cult for any kind of anti-Trump sentiment? Shocking.
I am going to pull up another clip here from the.
You should actually just play the very beginning of the interview. There's a moment right at the first like beat of this video that is so odd.
Sure, I'll open that up. Let's take a look.
It's debate night, but we're not in Milwaukee.
Okay, you could have cleaned that up a little
Wasn't
bit.
that so like?
Yeah, you could.
Why did they just leave that like that?
Just clean that up a little bit.
They look hot.
It's
That's
debate
why they
night,
left
but
it.
we're not in Milwaukee.
Okay.
What?
Just let it roll. Huh? Just let it roll. Just feel it out, Mr. President.
I found that so
It's
odd.
debate night, but we're not in Milwaukee.
No, we aren't. Well
Okay.
said. Well said, sir.
Cool.
Trump went on a really bizarre tangent about the Panama Canal, which was pretty cool.
Oh, it was awesome. The one about the
So we
mosquitoes.
built a thing called the Panama Canal.
Yeah.
We lost 35,000.
I love where his mind's at. Nobody's thinking about
Dude,
the
he's
Panama
so good.
Canal.
He's so good. He's so good. He's so good. This is such a classic. This is such a classic Trump moment, like old school Trump bit right here on fucking fire. Okay.
Nobody's thinking about Panama Canal. Why? Why aren't they?
Imperialism in our hemisphere.
Well, yeah, and it's far beyond Cuba. It's all over South America.
Yeah, in the Caribbean.
So we built a thing called the Panama Canal. We lost 35,000 people to the mosquito, malaria.
Yeah.
We lost 35,000 people building. We lost 35,000 people because of the mosquito. Vicious. They had to build under net.
That part, that's a soundbite. We lost 35,000 people to the mosquito.
Can I ask, is that true?
No. The official number is like around 5,000, I think, and it's mostly.
Like how many people died?
I had no reason to doubt that, to be honest, because malaria did kill a shitload of people.
So
but that's
here-
even funnier
here's what
than
happened. Here's what happened. Here's what happened.
How many, Dan?
Okay.
It's I think it's like 5,800 or something is the official number. However, people estimate that it's much, much higher than that. Except it wasn't Americans that fucking died. It was like I think the official number of American deaths to during the construction was like 500, which is still a lot. It was mostly like
the local
native people that were there.
Right.
One American dying is too much.
Okay, so I see a high figure of 25,000, and that's a higher figure.
And that's
still not 30. What did he say? 35,000?
I think he said, yeah, whatever.
Whatever it was.
Okay, a lot of
but-
people died.
Yeah.
It was
35,000.
one of the true great wonders of the world, as he said, one of the 9 wonders of the world.
Who said 9 wonders? Who's he?
I don't know who he's talking about.
Whoever he's talking about doesn't know how many wonders.
This is my favorite part.
No. Here,
really
he
honed
corrects
in on
himself. Don't worry. Yes, you're right. You're
He
not
doesn't
wrong.
correct himself. He corrects this fictional person that he just
Correct
made
the
up.
guy who said it.
Yeah.
Not him.
Yeah. He didn't
No,
say.
it was one of the 7. It was happened to.
Hold on, let me go back. I
One of the 9
gotta go,
wonders.
I gotta go back.
No, sweetie. It was 7.
What
He's so smart.
It was one of the 7. It was
Wait,
happened
the
to
way
the
his
world.
body language.
One of the true great wonders of the world, as he said, one of the 9 wonders of the world. No, it was one of the 7. This happened a little while ago, you know.
What? Is he lucid right now?
He's 9 wonders of the world. You could make 9 wonders. He would have been better off if he a little while ago, you know. 9 wonders of the world.
Dude, Tucker's like, the fuck? What was that?
Tucker's like, this is gold. This is content gold. Thank you, sir.
You know, says 9 wonders of the world. You could make 9 wonders. He would have been better off if he stuck with the 9 and just said, yeah, I think it's 9. But
what?
I have no... Dude, it's awesome.
Let me try to untangle this. So he says, there's a guy.
Yeah.
He says there's 9 wonders. There's only 7.
No.
Trump corrects him.
Yeah, there's only...
But you'd be better off if you just left it at 9.
Yeah. He says like no, I think he says you could technically build 2 more wonders.
Okay.
And make it 9 wonders of the world.
But got it. Let's build 2 more wonders.
Like a Trump Tower.
That's
like Taj Mahal, but Trump Taj Mahal. Trump Mahal, they're calling it. They're saying it's the 9th and 10th wonder.
this is one of the true 7 wonders of the world. And you take a look at the Panama Canal. It was such an incredible engineering marvel.
I don't think it is, by the way. Even of like the 7 wonders of like the modern world. There's like a million like ways they classify that, but
there is a very specific number of 7 wonders. They're like these are specific places.
Well, there's the 7 like ancient wonders, which are well established, but then there's more like modern ones that aren't so Eurocentric.
Colosseum,
have like
Great Wall of China.
Yeah, there you go.
Taj Mahal.
So I was just looking about who said the 9 wonder. Joe Biden said it.
Oh.
He's talking about Brandon.
This is actually brilliant. He just missed this mark.
He's working at too high a level for us.
Interesting.
That's iconic. What a genius.
Apparently, Biden called the Grand Canyon the 9th wonder of the world.
Oh, but some people say that like as an expression, or
they say 8th
Yeah,
because
8th.
like it's the 1 extra. 9th, not so much.
Yeah, 9 not. Christ the Redeemer, Machu Picchu, Peru, the pyramids in Mexico, Petra.
Some of these wonders are mid.
Well, I have to say, yeah.
The best pyramid, that's a wonder. Nobody's calling it a wonder, folks. Have you guys seen this pyramid? We built it. It's beautiful.
Got 3 sides.
What? Just because no aliens built it doesn't mean it's a wonder?
It's wonderful. The aliens built it. A human couldn't build it. It's fantastic.
We sold it to Panama for $1. The following day...
I love the grievance still. The Panama Canal was sold for $1. What a bad deal.
He's so mad.
What a bad deal. If only we could go back.
They quadrupled the amount of money the ships had to pay to get across. They didn't lose 1 ship. And now they've made it much bigger, and now they've widened it. They've doubled it, right? They've more than doubled it. And it's one of the most profitable things. Any time it's just incredible, right? We gave it away for $1. China now controls it. They actually control the Panama Canal. They run it, they control it. And we shouldn't let that happen. And we can't let China be in.
Fun fact,
need the canal
China
back.
controls most of international shipping, but not in the way that he thinks they do. They control it by way of the containers. The containers that you have in an allotment, like that is being utilized, a big chunk of them are owned, I believe, by China. So like, whenever there's any kind of logistical hurdle, or whenever there's any kind of logistical bottleneck, it's actually the shipping containers that the Chinese own that can cause instability.
But China does not own the Panama Canal, I'm assuming.
No, I think he's just talking about how like China's made a lot of efforts in.
He's right though. We need to get the canal back. We built that shit.
Yeah, for $1.
$1.
35,000 people died to the mosquito.
What kind of deal is that, man? It's the most valuable thing ever built.
Is it possible that like a Chinese firm like runs operations, like has been contracted to run operations in the Panama Canal?
I'd be surprised, but you could certainly look it up. All right, and finally, Tucker has a question about Trump's good friend, Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh, yeah.
feel, but it was just interesting. I read Barr's account of his time. He wrote a book about it,
right?
His autobiography, and in it he lies about Jeffrey Epstein's death. Clearly lies. Do you think Epstein killed himself sincerely?
I don't.
You, as a close and personal confidant and friend of his, you would know.
Yeah.
Do you think he killed himself? Is he that type of guy?
He has a banger answer.
No, I will say that, he was a fixture in Palm Beach.
Yeah.
He was a fixture
Why
in
would
Palm
he
Beach.
say that? That part is insane.
I
Like,
knew him well. I knew
bro,
him well.
why would you fucking
I think
say?
what he's trying to say is like, my association with him was par for the course of residence there. We all knew him. I was no different than the rest.
No, I think he's gonna say the classic, like, when I knew he was weird and gross, I like kicked him out or something.
We were good friends at Palm Beach.
Just like-
Frequently went with G Lane. Beautiful lady. Beautiful lady.
Because there's a lot of people that definitely kept up appearances with Jeffrey Epstein long after he was arrested. Trump was not one of them, if we're being real.
Okay. Good
Even
boy.
though Jeffrey
Legend.
Epstein did use Donald Trump's very own Mar-a-Lago, White House of the South, as they call it, as a hunting ground.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
yeah.
Interesting.
He recruited or basically picked up Virginia Giuffre, I think, from Mar-a-Lago.
Fantastic. The women here are the best.
And more importantly,
They don't say no.
More importantly, the more interesting connection between Jeffrey Epstein and Donald Trump is not the direct one; it's the indirect one. Alexander Acosta was the hotshot prosecutor that actually gave the insane sweetheart plea bargain deal to Jeffrey Epstein when the first time around when Jeffrey Epstein was arrested and was being criminally charged with sex trafficking minors, and that sweetheart plea bargain was not dissimilar to the Hunter Biden plea bargain. Here, I'll use a term that Republicans are familiar with, where there was an active federal case that was ongoing, which Jeffrey Epstein was and his known associates were completely they were taken out of that federal case due to some of the terms and conditions in this plea bargain deal that Jeffrey Epstein got for pleading guilty to sex trafficking minors in a much lighter sentence.
Right. I think they allowed him to plead guilty to just prostitution, right?
Yeah, which is interesting.
Like a way less charge.
Because
right, and that's true. Yeah, he did prostitution, but the fact that they were kids is a minor detail.
So here's what's really interesting about that. Alexander Acosta, that seems like a famous name. Where do I know that? Oh, that's right. Trump made him his labor secretary. So
I love labor.
That is a very interesting connection. That's a more interesting connection, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I don't know what Barr said about it either. I have no idea what he said. What did he say? He killed himself, probably?
He said he killed himself and that they were going to do this investigation. They never did the investigation. It's never been public. And they hid it. And why are they doing that? And clearly Barr knew. But why would Bill Barr...
How is this one of your questions, gross?
Also, why are they talking about it like Bill Barr isn't Trump's guy?
The whole thing is weird.
Well, he's not. Bill Barr went after... Bill Barr decided he's no longer Trump's guy.
Now he isn't, but
he turned...
The door's closed, right?
What, to the outside?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I closed it, but I hope they didn't leave it open. Sky will run outside. 100%. She's
the
an
gate
explorer.
is going to be closed, but still, yeah, it's not a good idea.
She is an explorer.
Be covering up the death of Jeffrey Epstein.
Bill Barr didn't do an investigation on the election fraud either. Okay, he said he did, and he
Nice
pretended
segue.
he did, but he didn't. McSwain, the U.S. attorney in Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, said Barr just wouldn't let him do it. It was crazy. Barr.
He probably doesn't come back to the Epstein thing, I'm imagining.
I think that's it. Yeah.
So that's basically it for what we have here today.
One final note I'll leave on. My take on the Trump thing is that I think it was a major L for him not to participate in the debate. I've been a long-standing, firm Donald Trump supporter, as everybody knows. I think he thrives in the debate environment. The notion that he was 50 points ahead, 70 points ahead in certain polls does not change that reality. That
you think it's bad for him polling wise?
I think that it was bad that he did not participate in this debate. And I think that there was a different reason as to why he didn't participate in the debate than the one that he's presenting, like, oh, I'm just too far ahead. Why would I give them clout? Why do I say this? Because Donald Trump is so good at, ritualistically humiliating his interlocutors in a televised debate. He is infinitely more charismatic. He's way more quick-witted than everybody else on that stage. He would have made mincemeat out of them like he did in the original Republican primaries. So I think that there's two different speculations on this. One is from my friend Felix Biederman of Chapo Trap House, who believes that they're trying to do the basement strategy with Joe Brandon, but for Donald Trump, because he's already trailing, so there's no reason to really unleash him into the public. I don't fully agree with that. I think that he thrives when he's in public, unlike Ron DeSantis, who keeps dipping in his poll numbers every time he speaks. Donald Trump has the opposite effect, and he needs that audience more than anything else, and he thrives in a debate stage. He would have shown the real reasons as to why people love him on that debate stage. He would have made a mockery of everyone there. I think that the real reason, this is my speculation, was that he needed to ask permission from the federal courts to be able to appear on stage.
Really?
Because Mike Pence is a star witness.
Huh.
Mike Pence is the key star witness in at least one of his four.
Could definitely do some intimidation.
Well, yeah,
probably would.
He's still tweeting about him, but I think appearing side by side in person, alongside the key witness in his active court case, would have required him to possibly ask for permission from the federal courts.
That's a great
And
theory.
I think instead of coming across as weak, asking for permission, and possibly even getting refused permission, he decided to avoid it altogether. We'll see. We'll see if he comes out on the second one, because he's definitely going to show up to other debates. There's no way. He has to. He was live tweeting that fucking thing.
He wanted to be there.
I know he wanted to be there.
I hope that's not the case, because I really, really want to see Trump on the stage.
Yeah, these federal circuit judges need to have more content brain. I don't really appreciate the way that they're operating.
Come on.
But here is actually the roster back in Gotham City.
The Rogues Gallery.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
They are. Awesome.
Well done.
And I guess in this case, Batman would be
Donald Trump. Billionaire bad boy saving Gotham, dude.
It's more like Karma.
Wait, he's the. It's gonna be Joker, isn't here? Trump's Joker.
Yeah.
Oh
maybe you're right.
He is the most Joker-fied.
Yeah. Is Joe Biden Batman?
I guess in this analogy that
Hell
would make,
yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't
Joe
feel like a
Biden's
good Batman though.
Guys. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, guys, listen, it's been a swell time. Hassan, thank you for being here. We made it happen. You know what I mean? We don't give a shit. It's a public service. It's important that the people, they have to hear this. You know? And then, great. Well, you know what's going to happen next is David from PMP is going to come free all these guys. Get Gotham City back stocked up again with villains.
They wish they could get a lawyer that good.
True. They can't afford it. All right. Hassan, anything else?
Nope, that'll be all for me. I'm going to go and get ready for the Trump mugshot / more analysis on my stream.
That's exciting, man.
Yeah, big day. Big day for me.
So, but just put in what do you think his expression is going to be?
What do I think his expression is going to be?
Yeah.
I think he's going to try to hit a blue steel. Like a not, resentful, but not, maybe that or smiling, but I think he'll probably be frustrated, but trying to look cool.
I think a smile might be the best move, because if he goes straight faced, he's gonna risk looking like one of these freaks.
Yeah, I agree.
Like a really joyous smile,
like a big beautiful smile from my big beautiful president.
I think that's
who did
the
nothing
best.
wrong. He did everything right, and they indicted him.
But I'm sure that they've had a great long discussion about what he should do with his facial expression. So I'm very curious to see how that plays out. Well, guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate y'all being here.
Tomorrow's stream is going to be better.
Tomorrow's stream will be better. Thank you for letting everyone know. Yeah. This one was, even though we had so much good stuff to talk about, it was not good.
I thought it was good.
Well, you keep saying that. I've moved past that, Joe.
I always think it's good.
I thought it was a good, fun episode.
We had to, we had to overcome trials and tribulations to come here to make this. So
yeah,
there was,
shouts out to Dan and Love.
Shouts out.
Yeah, appreciate that, guys. And so we'll be here tomorrow, as usual. And golly, maybe we'll see you at the Streamies. Maybe not. It really depends if somebody gets sick.
I'm there to run defense for you because XUC is supposed to be there too.
Right.
Just to pull up on you. I'm there.
Thank you, bro.
I got you.
The person I'm really, really hate there is Shetty. Fucking, what's this guy? I didn't even remember.
Jay Shetty.
Jay Shetty. You know that guy?
No.
Nobody does.
Who is that guy?
It's the guy who wins every award for no reason. He's got beautiful eyes.
Wait, is that the sexy brown guy?
Yeah,
with like the piercing eyes.
Yeah,
dude.
Jay Shetty.
His eyes
for
are
no reason.
so
Maybe it's because I'm like a brown-eyed normie or something. But like sometimes when I see eyes like that, I'm like, dude, stop staring at me. Like, what's going on? Are you fucking lasering me? Oh God!
Yeah, this is his beautiful eyes.
Wait, did he actually hang out with Jeffrey Epstein?
What are you talking about? I just wanted to show his beautiful eyes.
Wait, is that real?
Huh? I don't know. I just typed.
Chat. Is it real?
I just typed.
Is this real? Concerning.
I just typed his name and I just to show you his eyes.
Dude, stop zooming. It's just like he's piercing into my soul, dude. It's like he's got X-ray vision.
They both have beautiful eyes, kind of. Not as beautiful though.
No, not
his
as
are
beautiful.
special, kind of.
Not as beautiful. No, I don't know anything about that guy except for the fact that he's like hot in a scary way.
Mm-hmm.
Like it just his eyes, they scare me.
Yeah, Jay Shetty, he's gonna win Podcast of the Year. He's gonna win Creator of the Year. He's gonna do a total sweep.
Wait, what? Really? Who the fuck? What?
If there's any justice in the world,
is this one of those podcasts that like I suspect? What is it like? Holistic self-help, and he gets like Barack Obama or some shit on the podcast.
Joe Biden.
Yeah, Joe Biden on a few weeks ago,
and nobody watched that shit. It got like 300,000 views.
It's like one of those where it's like, who the fuck set this up? Like, what do you got? What kind of bookers you got, man? Who are you working with?
The other
Illuminati?
shit he does is the Darman type of weird pseudo.
Darman used to be my goat until the labor disputes, man. Just you hate to see a player fall from the top like that.
Well, Darman he was a criminal. Did you know that?
Yeah, I did know that.
And back in I think it was Berkeley or San Francisco.
Yeah, was it weed?
Oakland.
I think it was weed. Really?
No.
He defrauded. Scam?
Yeah, real estate fraud.
Love that for him.
He defrauded the government somehow with like grants. For,
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize that was illegal.
That sounds actually that sounds similar to what Pearl said her dad was doing.
Could be. Darman and Jay Shetty, by the way, have a show together.
I know they do.
The two goats.
And they're both in the thumbnail.
The Dar and Jay show. So
Darman also very
Why
sexy.
are they both holding themselves?
Because they're sexy.
They're hot, dude.
They're fucking hot.
Why are you holding your
They're
shoulders,
fucking hot.
Shetty?
Darman's got that that haircut that absolutely no one his age should have. You know, he's just great.
God, his content is
like I said, his content was the greatest, but he did wrong by his employees, and I don't stand for that. I think it's fucked up.
Still, shit.
Telling you,
he's gonna win.
He's gonna win. You can't beat that.
Are you nominated for what?
For like 3 things. I don't know exactly what.
You'll lose to Shetty.
Whatever.
I think I'm in the news category, just chatting streamer, maybe streamer of the year, probably. Usually those are the 3 categories that people put me up for. Not sure if I'll win this year, but hey, we're gonna go out there and
leave it all on the field.
Yeah.
We're gonna win podcast this year.
Good luck.
Doubt.
When you win, do I technically win as well? Because leftovers
I
part
thought
of the
about that.
H3 umbrella?
I don't think so.
No, yeah, he does. He definitely does.
Did you say I don't think so?
I was like, nah, I don't think so.
This fucking guy, dude. 5% is everything. What do you mean? I win 5% of that.
You're nominated for 3 events. Just enjoy your own.
4 because technically best podcast.
Best podcast.
You're not nominated.
Thank you,
for best
Dan.
podcast.
You got it, man.
Yeah.
No, I think it's more about us than you.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
I was like, should Hassan come up on stage with us if we win? No.
I'm 100% coming up on stage.
I'll be like, not you. Not
no,
you.
I'm running up there. I'm rushing to the
All
stage.
right,
Like,
come on
thank you
up.
so much for this award for me.
Yeah, you'll accept the award.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Now you have to be there because if you win and you're not there, I'm taking that award.
That if I'm not there and we win, please, you can go up and nab it.
I'm gonna be like,
I thought you were gonna finally motivate him to want to go with that.
But,
yeah, I really
me or
thought
Hassan's
reverse
gonna steal
psychology
my
would work.
thunder.
Yeah.
Nothing's worse than that. Guys, we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Hassan. Thank you to all of our wonderful Republicans out there debating their hearts out, putting it all on the line. Thank you, guys. Have a great day. See you next time.